These questions are more about YouTube, how I go about YouTube, my channel and stuff like that. Not really so much specifically my covers. First, the frequently asked questions. Boy flop. We got to talk about boy flop. So as a lot of you guys know, 2 years ago I moved in with Rashadi B and Jonathan Young in San Diego, and we started a podcast called Boy Flop. It was my brainchild. I drove that thing. I edited all of it. It was, you know, that was my baby. I've always wanted to have a podcast to call my own. I will say it seems that Boy Flop will not be coming back. I think that's not my choice. Rich and John aren't really huge fans of podcasts. You know, like I love podcasts, but John likes like Critical Role and stuff like that. But as far as podcasts, they didn't go into that really huge fans of podcasts like I was. And as far as a lot of like other content and stuff, we all kind of came out here to do our own thing. You know, like we helped each other move somewhere cool to make our own stuff. So I think that always took front seat for all three of us. So Boy Flop, I think we did the best we could, and we did a lot of episodes, and we all had fun doing it. But yeah, I think it's just something that not everybody was you know, in it for the long run. What motivates me to put in all of my work into running my channel? It's all about bettering myself, man. I mean, I started this channel because I wanted to be a better musician, push myself to be a better musician. What motivates me is when I'm done with a video, I'm a better, not just musician, not better producer or videographer or whatever. I'm a better person. I like that that like very tangible feeling of me bettering myself, me working at something that's gonna better me. That's what keeps me motivated. Sargon of Akkad, a few questions about him. Yes, he used one of my videos. It's not my most watched video, and I don't necessarily agree with all of Sargon of Akkad's videos, but I am very appreciative of him for using my content and helping other people find it. Tips for new YouTubers. It's tough now. They just rolled out some changes. It's a much more stricter to become a partner and be able to monetize your videos. You have to do something new, and that's so it sucks, man. Like and it sounds so obvious, but there's so many YouTubers doing Let's Plays that are literal just covers that are copies. They're not doing anything that's really pushing the medium. Those are the things that really catch people's eyes, and don't rely on things like search engine optimization and stuff like that. Obviously, you know, you could do clickbait content, you could do whatever you want, but I think the things that is really the most fulfilling and translate to a better audience is just do something you love and put your own twist on it, and do it for the love of it, because that's what people want to see, your passion for it. And you can't go wrong. Even if your YouTube channel fucking crashes and burns, you'll have fun doing it, and that's the most important thing, honestly. What got me to start my channel? Again, I feel like I tried to like avoid this, but CS Guitar 89 is my main influence for starting this channel, and my love for video game music and wanting to make it metal. I guess I kind of answered this one too. Tips for new music channels. Same kind of thing. If you want to do covers of video game stuff, figure out how you're going to put your own spin on it and how you're going to enjoy that. Start with songs you love. Start with easy songs. Don't try to play Through the Fire and the Flames right off the bat. Do easy songs so that you can learn the ropes and really like get strong, you know. Start crawling before you start walking, and it sucks, especially for us musicians. We always have that intrinsic, you know, we want to prove ourselves, you know. We don't want to put ourselves out there as shitty musicians, you know, obviously. So but you're not. Just do something easy, you know. We all started small. We didn't start playing really hard stuff. We started with Green Day. We started with scales, you know. So apply that to your YouTube channel too. Start small, build. What are my favorite channels? Oh man, I love Rob Scallon's videos. As far as, you know, obviously the Rashadi B, Toxic Eternity, Jonathan Young, Adrisaurus, all those guys are my favorite. They're my fucking best friends and I love them. But like favorite channels other than that stuff, you know, Jared Dines, I love Vsauce, 8-Bit Music Theory, Jack's Films, iDubbbz, H3, I love all those guys. Philip DeFranco, those are some of my favorites. What made me want to decide to start YouTube? I actually wanted to start YouTube before I wanted to make video game content. I always had this idea of like, I was just like, man, like what if I could be a vlogger? Like all those YouTube vloggers. We're talking like 2009, man. I thought about it. I remember even just being like, man, it'd be cool to make a YouTube video about my sick room with all my sick posters. Why I initially started YouTube, I wanted to post videos. I've always been a performer, I've always been a creator, and YouTube, especially in like 2008, 2009, it seemed like it was like this cool upcoming thing to put your creations on, you know? Why is your name FamilyJules? This is actually an interesting story. Some of you guys who saw my Draw My Life video, I talked about some shitty friends I had in high school. One of them called me FamilyJules because he thought it was funny. My name is Jules, so he thought it would be funny to call me FamilyJules. And it is admittedly funny. It's not really like, I don't know if it's really representative of myself. I mean, maybe it is. It's an awkward sex joke, and most of my humor is awkward sex humor. I moved past that whole part of my life, and I tried to make myself a better person, and naming myself something like that from that time of my life and hanging on to that really reminds me of my roots and where I come from, and my desire to be a better person, my desire to try to continuously grow. And I know that's not the story you thought from FamilyJules, but that's honestly what it is. Any collabs with the 8-Bit Drummer? Dang, I didn't, man. When did I post the Q&A video? Don't answer that. We did one. We did Friends from Sonic. Check it out. It was fun. All right, the more specific questions. Where'd the 7X go? It's dead. I don't want my name to look like a Xbox gamer tag. FamilyJules, easy. You know, no numbers and letters and stuff. I think it's more professional. What would you tell yourself from the past before you started doing videos? Don't. No. No. I tell myself it's keep doing what you're doing. Keep it up. Would you be opposed to making a gear rundown video? I did back at the old house. I do want to make a new one. I have a new studio that at Villainous Media. I haven't decided where I want to do it because like all my guitars are like in different places and stuff now. So how did you get your first few thousand subs? I worked like 80-hour weeks making medleys, and I was doing weekly medleys for a long time while I was also doing tutorials. I did this thing where every 100 subs, I made a tutorial of one of the songs that people requested a lot. It was crazy. I worked really hard. I never missed a week. I made a lot of medleys. I really killed myself, and I really pushed collaborations and all of that stuff. I asked people what I should be doing, and I did it hard. I was consistent, and I worked with people a lot. Would you make a separate channel for guitar lessons? No, I am very against making a second channel because literally like 95% of second channels die, and I know I am gonna be no different. So all of my content will always be here. How have you not gotten more subs sooner? Because I don't really do songs that are super popular to a general public. I do video game songs. Could be making a lot. I could be a lot more successful if I do meme songs or things that are really popular at the time, but it's just not what I do, and that's a conscious choice that I make. Can I use one of your songs as an outro tune if I link your page? Yes. Do not monetize, because again, you're not gonna get in trouble from me. Do you make music that you don't upload to this channel? Yes, I'm in a band called Thunderforge, and I also write original stuff, working on trying to become a video game composer. You can check that out at my website, FamilyJules7x.com. How did the adpocalypse affect your YouTube channel? It didn't really. I didn't really have a lot of demonetized videos, not any more than I usually had. I don't really make content that's controversial, you know? I don't put sexy or death in my tags. I've been a big fan. Some Kingdom Hearts stuff like 6 years ago. What would be your favorite video you've made? I answered this earlier. Jet Force Gemini. The Jet Force Gemini medley was so much fun. It's not my best cover. That doesn't sound the best, but I had fun making it, so yeah. Will you ever do any more collabs with Lyle? Yes, I would love to. I love Lyle. Has YouTube been a sustainable career for you? Yes, it's been very good. I live comfortably. I gas up my car and I don't have to worry about, you know, bankrupting. I mean, I eat food, you know. I'm not really looking for yachts and, you know, hookers and coke. I'm comfortable, you know. Why don't you do some FamilyJules guitar duels against other guitarists? Because Jared Dines does it way better than I would ever be able to do. Are there people you'd like to collab with? Oh yeah, there's plenty of people I'd love to collab with. So many. I'm not gonna say their names because then other people are gonna be like, "Why didn't you say me?" So, is there anything that you regret or would have done differently in your musical career on YouTube up until now? If so, what and why? I think I would have been more open about not just being so strict about my content and only allowing video game content on my channel. Sometimes I feel like it's probably good that I did do it the way that I did, but I feel like because of the way I've done things, I feel more comfortable about doing like videos like this or vlogs or something. It's kind of difficult. I'd probably from the beginning be more comfortable and do more vlog type videos and stuff, so that I'm making more content and it's more varied, so I feel more comfortable about posting whatever I want. What has been your favorite experience with YouTube? With YouTube in particular, I almost want to say that probably the most exciting part of YouTube for me was when I first uploaded my collaboration with CS Guitar 89, the Hyrule Field, because I remember I had like 700 subs and he had like 20K or something. I was like, dude, I'm getting famous. Here we go. Back then it was so much more exciting to see it. Not that it's not exciting now, but at that time it had that new, like I'd never experienced anything like that before, like working with somebody who had that much recognition and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd say that one. Who's your favorite person to work with? I'd say Adrisaurus, because it's always very like low. There's never any problems, you know, like, and not that there's problems with anybody else. It's just, it's always so smooth. Cause like, I mean, we usually just do like acoustic stuff, you know, like classical stuff, with the exception of like we did Snake Eater and a Poem for Everyone's Souls. But when we do like classical stuff, it's just, it's so easy. It's just like, all right, here's the track. And then she's like, all right, here's my track. And then it just always sounds good. You know, there's never any, it's just, okay, we're done, you know, and I like that a lot. Are you jealous of how many more subs Jonathan Young has? Serious, not really. Yeah, I'd say I'm jealous of John's subs. I think anybody who's doing this to, you know, gain recognition and respect and fans and stuff, you would be lying if you said that you're not jealous of somebody who has more than you know? But content-wise, John really sets up his channel in a way that maximizes that viewership. He really tries to reach out and does content that pulls in a lot of people. I mean, I made the conscious effort to do this niche that I do. I'm very happy with the way that I make videos, so in that way, I'm not very jealous of John. Where'd you meet that cunt Lyle McComeback? I met him at MagFest in Aaron from Game Grumps' suite at MagFest 2012 or something. He was, I had known about him, he had known about me, because he was Guitar Master X7 and I was FamilyJules 7X. And he was just like, FamilyJules 7X. And I was like, Guitar Master X7, what up? So then we sat and we talked for like hours, man. And now we're, you know, we're boys in love. Will you do a top 10? Oh, God. Okay, I did that once. I did a top comments thing. And, oh, God, the comments got so try-hard after that. Oh, my God. The second I made a video saying, like, hey, here are my top favorite comments, it was like every comment from then on was just like, oh, God. It was just cancer, man. No. Never doing that again. I can't even go through all my comments now. I mean, I try to read all of my comments as they come in, but, like, I would have to go through every comment I've gotten in 7 years, and I don't want to do that. Sorry. I also have recently moved to San Diego. Do you feel at some point you would be willing to do a meet and greet with fans? I would love to. I would love to do a meet and greet. I am mortified that I would do that and no one would show up, so that helps me. Any dream collaborations? Also, in your opinion, your biggest goal you've achieved on your YouTube? Dream collaborations, I would love to collaborate with Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold. The YouTubers, I would love, my big one was Jack's Films, and we did something for Christmas. I'm good friends with E-Rock, 331 E-Rock. I would love to collab with him someday. Want to make some sweet Indian metal with my sitar. Ro, name a time and place, I'll be there. Is it difficult making YouTube music for a living? Yes, it's very difficult. You have to put a lot of hours into it. There's no secrets to it, man. I don't regret it. I get to make music for a living and it's amazing. Is it gonna last forever? I have no idea, but it's lasting now and I love it. Did you start with your GoldenEye medley just like that, or is there some planning on how to do it? There were videos before the GoldenEye medley and they were not good. Most notably, there was a video, it was an Ocarina of Time medley that I made where I plugged my guitar into a distortion pedal and plugged the distortion pedal into my microphone input, and I was like, damn, this sounds good. So bad. I had videos before that, just random stuff. I had a cover of Afterlife that I did for a high school talent show, and that was cool, but yeah, I think I posted it somewhere else. How are you finding all these collaborations with other YouTubers? Will we be seeing more of those? Yes, these collaborators are my friends. These are people that I meet at conventions and through my friends' and stuff like that. I met Caleb through John. I met the 8-Bit Drummer because I'm on Twitch a lot, and I like, and, you know, he covered my music and stuff. I met Ferd K because we make video game covers. You know, like I'm very involved in the community. I learned about a lot of people through that. So I think that's how I meet these people. All right. That was much easier than the covers. All right, these are the gaming questions. Ooh, Dad. What are my favorite games? My top favorite games of all time. I've always said that my favorite game is Jet Force Gemini. Let's take the nostalgia glasses off. It's not the best game. I had the most fun out of my life playing it at the time. It doesn't really hold up now. I will say, in not any particular order, probably, Jet Force Gemini, Banjo-Kazooie, Dark Souls. I think those are my three right now. I can't really think I'm sticking by that. Oh, actually, one of you guys wanted 5, so I'll also say Mario 64 and Summoner for the PS2. New speedrun games. What's to come of my speedrun attempts? And if I want to do more of the games, I'd love to. I really want to like focus on the ones I have. So I started speedrunning Banjo-Kazooie, and I got to about I could finish the game 100% in 2 hours and 35 minutes, and I was really proud of that. But I really wanted to push that to 230, like a sub 230, but I couldn't. I had such a hard time with it. Then I got discouraged, and I moved to focus more on Mario 64. I now run mostly the 70-star category, which my current PB as of recording this is a 104, and I'm really trying to push for a sub 1 hour. I would love to learn Bomberman. I'm interested in learning some Switch games like Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. I'm also interested in learning Ocarina of Time, but I really want to focus on one game because now I'm trash at Banjo-Kazooie because I haven't played it in so long. My opinion of Persona 5. I love Persona 5 because it takes the kind of game that I don't normally like. I don't really normally like games of that style. Just turn-based RPGs in general are not my favorite, other than like Pokemon and stuff. But the aesthetic pushes it so far over the edge of just it's so fun, and it constantly surprises you. Persona 5 was amazing. I think it definitely has one of my favorite OSTs of 2017. The first game I ever purchased was GoldenEye. For myself, the first game I ever played was it was the Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt cartridge for the NES. But the first game that I ever purchased, or well, I mean, my mom purchased it. Actually, wait, no. Technically, Pilot Wings and Mario 64 because I got those for like Christmas some year. But I think the first like single game that I got was GoldenEye, which is why for me it's very important that my first video on my channel is my GoldenEye medley. Who do you main in Smash Brothers? I main nobody because I don't play Smash. I'm fucking awful at Smash. I wish I was better, but Rich and John are pretty good at it, and like playing against them, it's not even fun. I just get wrecked every time, so I'm just like, I'm gonna just button mash, okay? I usually main Falcon because he's annoying. Like he just does Falcon punch over and over and over again, and I try to do that to just annoy everybody so I can get some punches in, you know? Who is your favorite character in a video game? I am gonna say, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm gonna say Raiden from the Metal Gear series. I loved Raiden since Metal Gear Solid 2, even when he was an annoying piece of shit. But I'm also all about that Princess Zelda, Princess Peach, Yuna. It's my, you know. Speaking of waifus, who's my Persona 5 waifu? Futaba every day! Do you have an old childhood video game that roams around in your heart? Mine's Snowboard Kids from N64. In fact, that game was the very reason I found your channel. Awesome. Empire Earth. That's a game that I really loved as a kid, and I never played it again. And man, it roams around in my heart because I also know that if I play that again recently, I don't know. I don't know if it would hold up. So I kind of just like keep it locked away happily in my heart. Empire Earth. Favorite gaming snacks? I'm not actually really much of a snack eater. Every day I wake up, I have a coffee, an omelet, and toast, and the next thing I put in my mouth is not dinner usually. And that's pretty much consistent. I don't really eat snacks very often. Which Final Fantasy game was my favorite? I've always said 8 in the past, but I'm actually gonna go with 10. 10 is my favorite Final Fantasy game. My favorite RPG is Summoner for the PS2. I don't think it's a very good game. Again, nostalgia glasses, but I think, I don't know, it had a big impact on me. I really liked the characters. I really liked the story at the time. What games are you playing now? Right now I'm playing Breath of the Wild. I just finished the DLCs, and I really enjoyed it. Now I'm just collecting Korok seeds and shrines until Monster Hunter World comes out, which I've never played a Monster Hunter game, and I'm really excited to give it a try. It's gonna be my first rodeo with Monster Hunter, and I'm excited for that. If you were a freaking Pokemon, who would you be? I'd be Geodude because he's rockin'. And he's a cool dude. I don't know. I don't think about things like that. Where the hell do you get your video game themed apparel from? Hoodies and t-shirts? It depends. Lately, I love the Yeti. The Yeti's great for that stuff. Usually, I go to Hot Topic and I clear out their clearance racks. It's usually where I find the most of my stuff. What video game left the biggest impact on you that you didn't see coming until it happened? Nier. Nier Automata was my favorite game of last year. I went into that game with very low expectations. Everybody says it was this amazing game, but it really wasn't the kind of, like, I'm not really a hack and slash guy. I really liked Revengeance, Metal Gear Rising, but I was not prepared for Nier, man, and it fucked me. It fucked me. Nier Automata was probably the first one that came to my mind. Have you ever seen Sword Art Online? I've not seen Sword Art Online. I'm aware that it exists, but I don't really know what it is. But if you could be brought in a video game and beat the game before you return to reality, what would you choose? Guitar Hero. What was your RuneScape main, and what did you do with it? I've actually been playing a little bit of RuneScape lately because I'm trash. All right, get this. So my first RuneScape character was from 2001. My character's name was Krillin 2002 because I was a Dragon Ball Z fan and I wanted to be relevant the next year. I don't remember. I don't think I even got really that. I liked mining. I went to the wilderness, got killed a bunch of times, and that's the legacy, the legend of Krillin 2002. Do you watch any speedruns? Yes, I love AGDQ, SGDQ. Some of my favorite speedrunners. I love Clint Stevens. I love Punkation. I love all those guys. Yeah, I love seeing speedruns of Mario 64, Ocarina of Time. Which video game and at what point in the game has brought the most emotion out of you? I'm gonna say the ending of Metal Gear Solid 2 was probably, it's not really emotional. It's just like the emotion was general confusion and uncomfortableness. That was one of the first times that I ever had that kind of reaction to something. I actually played Metal Gear Solid 1 after 2. That was later doubled by the Psycho Mantis fight from Metal Gear Solid 1. Those were the first few games that really took like a huge emotional impact on me in any way. Like I mean, obviously you have the emotional impact of like games like Zelda and stuff like that, but I mean, you feel heroic or proud or whatever, adventurous. Like that was the first one that really dug deep, and I was like it made me uncomfortable, but like it was fun. I don't know. I think that's my answer for that one. Which game franchise do you think has the best overall soundtrack? My favorite soundtrack of a game of all time is Jet Force Gemini. Another one of my favorites is Nier Automata that came out last year. And I also really love the F-Zero soundtrack. The F-Zero, F-Zero X. Not really so much GX, but definitely 1 and 2. What's your favorite top 10 indie video games? Damn, 10? All right, no particular order. I'm gonna be a douche. Crypt of the Necrodancer, Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac, The Stanley Parable, Minecraft, Stardew Valley, Undertale, Beginner's Guide, V, and Super Hexagon. Those 10 in some kind of order, I don't know. What are some of your favorite RPGs? I said my favorite is Summoner. I really love Final Fantasy X. I love Persona 5. I love action RPGs, so I love games like Dark Souls and stuff like that. Favorite Overwatch characters? Diva. Next question. What games coming out in the future are you excited to make covers for? I'm excited to hear the soundtrack for Monster Hunter. A lot of people request stuff from that game, so I'm going to be playing Monster Hunter World. I'm excited to play Shadow of the Colossus and do some stuff from that, hopefully. The Kirby game that's coming out is going to be sick, and the Yoshi game. That's all I know of right now. What do you think of Yooka-Laylee? I think it was good but flawed. I loved it at points, I hated it at points. The soundtrack was always the best part for me. It was amazing soundtrack by Grant Kirkhope. The difficulty was flawed, a lot of cheap difficulties, but the aesthetic of the game was great. It was buggy in points, but not too bad. I enjoyed it. I gave it like a C, like a 7 out of 10. How do you go about deciding which games you will play, what series you will watch? I look at, I ask my friends what they're playing and I play it. Or I don't really watch reviews to figure out games that I want to play. I usually just I look at it, and if it looks like something I'll enjoy, I'll probably pick it up. And that's about it. What's your favorite song from a game? My favorite song from a video game is Arnhem Nights from Medal of Honor Frontline. That is my favorite video game song of all time. Even before, when I used to say Dire Dire Docks, I don't know what I was talking about. That's a great song. It's probably one of my favorite top 3s, but man, that song, if you guys haven't heard it, it's beautiful. And at that part of the game, dude, it crushes. What's your favorite Donkey Kong Country game and why? Probably 1. I think I played the first one the most. Have you met any musicians from Necrodancer Team in real life? Yes. A-Rival is A-Rival is like one of the coolest people on this earth. Danny is one of the nicest and coolest dudes on the earth. A-Rival is the party elemental. Chipsel is wonderful. I love Chipsel. I haven't really had much of a chance to talk to Vert, but he's great. I don't really know the guys from Girlfriend Records. What has been your top 5 best gaming experience the last couple of years? Nier Automata knocked me on my ass. Honestly, in the past couple of years, most of them happened in the last year. Other than the last year, I'd say Undertale, that was a huge one. Dark Souls, playing Dark Souls for the first time was absolutely mind-bending. In the last year, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and Nier Automata, man, those just blew me away. After listening to the Crypt of the Necrodancer soundtrack, do you plan on working with other developers to make kick-ass metal remixes get officially added to the game? I have actually talked to a few people who are interested in kind of the same thing, and I would love to do that, and I'm very excited to do that in the future. What is your favorite genre of video games? My favorite genre of video games is probably action RPGs. I'm not really a fan of turn-based games, but I love action RPGs. You know, like I'd say like Zelda is kind of an action RPG in some ways, or Dark Souls. What do you think about the Pokemon Tropius? That sounds like a Pokemon that I don't know because okay, so I played Pokemon 1, and I like memorized all the Pokemon. And then I played Gen 2 and I like memorized all those Pokemon. And then after that, I didn't play anything. I didn't play the 3rd gen, I didn't play 4, 5, 6, or whatever. The next game I played was X and Y. And I regret it. I really wish I played Gen 3 because apparently it was really, really good. I played a little bit of Black and White, but not as a kid. Yeah, I don't know that Pokemon, I'm sorry. Are you excited for E3? Not really. E3 is not really my thing. I'd go to E3 to meet up with friends, but my cons are, I love cons like Con Bravo, PAX and MagFest and stuff like that. What's your favorite dating sim? Asking for a friend. Hatful boyfriend. The question is this: is there any upcoming game that has you excited? Yes, I'm excited for probably most right now. I'm excited for the new Kirby game. I like your style, man. Besides that, what's your favorite game series? My favorite series is probably the Metal Gear series, I would say. I've loved every game. I know a lot of people were really critical about 4 and 2. 2 is probably my favorite, but I loved every installment of the core Metal Gear games, with the addition of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I love that game too. If you could have any gadget from any Zelda game, what would it be? The Sheikah Slate, obviously. That has literally like 5 powers and a motorcycle now with it, so... if that's cheating, hookshot, for sure. What game do you play to unwind? Actually, I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild lately because it's a really good game to unwind. Just run around, find some shrines, find some Korok seeds. It's really good. I like that one. Worst video game you've ever played? Man, I always get crucified for this one. I just couldn't get into Quest 64. I've never played a game in my life that felt like such a chore the whole time. I was so excited because I loved Zelda and I loved all these other games. When I picked up Quest 64, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be cool. Like, I don't know anything about it, but it's a quest. Hell yeah, it's gonna be good. God, no, it was just like, I just felt like my 10-year-old dick was being put against a grindstone the whole time. Have you ever played Mystical Ninja Star Goemon? I actually have. My introduction to that was Toxic Eternity because he speedran it before, and he did an amazing medley of it that just blew me away. So I gave it a try. I didn't play too much of it, but I got decently far. Maybe I'll speedrun it someday. I don't know. What is your favorite underrated game? My favorite underrated game. I mean, this might be a cheap answer, but I'm gonna go with Jeffrey Gemini. Who's your favorite Pokemon champion? Lance. Are you ever going to do Let's Plays or anything along those lines? Probably not. I stream on Twitch, and that's probably as much game content as I'm probably going to do. I'm not really the kind of person that would probably do well with Let's Plays. Have you ever actually beaten Through the Fire and the Flames on Guitar Hero 3? If not, can you make a vid on it? I'm not going to make a vid of me playing Through the Fire and the Flames. I think I did beat it at one point on Expert. I learned how to do the elbow thing to tap or whatever and stuff, and then after that I was just like, all right, I'm done with Guitar Hero forever. Holy shit. Sonic or Mario? I'm a Mario boy. What is your favorite Zelda music and Zelda game? I would say my favorite Zelda game, and it's because of the music probably, is Link's Awakening. I loved that game so much, and the aesthetic is insane for the limitations of the time, and the music is unreal. Have you played Golden Sun? Yes, I did enjoy it. I did a few covers of it. I like that game a lot. I never got too far in it though. Did you ever happen to play lots of Guitar Hero or Rock Band at some point? Yes, I love Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I really want to get Rock Band and Guitar Hero for our house, but it's really expensive now. Like Rock Band 4 is like Like the band-in-the-box things, like $500? Like, what the fuck? Best Persona game. The only one I've played is 5, but I've heard 4 is really, really good. Again, my favorite Zelda game is Link's Awakening. What types of games do you usually play? All kinds, man. Again, I really like action RPGs. I love my Switch. My Nintendo Switch is like my favorite console since the N64. The games I play on a regular basis, I speedrun Mario 64 a lot and Banjo-Kazooie and stuff on my Twitch channel, but on my off time, I play like Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. I've been playing a lot of Skyrim lately, but yeah. Greetings from Chile. Hello, Chile. What is your favorite saga besides Zelda? Salute me. My favorite, I think if it's serious, it's probably Metal Gear Solid again. Favorite Elder Scrolls game? My favorite Elder Scrolls game is Morrowind. It's just, I mean, there's just something about like jumping into that game back in the day and just like only being able to know where to go based on like your journal. It's like, it's so much more immersive than waypoints all the time. I do enjoy, Skyrim is definitely a much more like mindless game and it's fun to run around and do stuff, but Morrowind all day. Have you played any other Mega Man X games aside from the first one yet? I have played 7, but no, none of the other Mega Man X games. My favorite Metal Gear game is Metal Gear Solid 2. I think that game had the biggest impact on me. It was my first one, so I think that's a piece of it. Not thinking about nostalgia glasses or whatever, I'd probably say I really liked Phantom Pain. I really enjoyed that game. I thought it was completely different from all the other ones, and I liked the direction it took. The thing that got me into speedrunning was watching people like Clint Stevens and GDQ and stuff like that, and being like, man, this would be insane to be able to do, and I would love to give it a try. My favorite NES game was probably the original Legend of Zelda. My favorite Castlevania game is actually Castlevania Adventure for the Game Boy. If any of you guys played it, I did a cover of it, and it like, oh man, I don't even know if it's good, but like that was my first one. I didn't play Symphony of the Night. I wish I did, but I played some other Castlevania games, but Castlevania Adventure just was so much fun for me. Okay, let's get to the questions.